Hello, English learners, and welcome back here at English Pod. My name is James.
And I'm Emma.
And today we're going to talk about something really important, something we all need but often don't think much about. Can you guess what it is, Emma?
Let me think. Is it something to do with health?
Yes, exactly. It's something that helps us stay healthy, happy, and full of energy. Today we're talking about getting a good night's sleep.
Oh, that's such an important topic, James. I think people often forget just how important sleep is.
Absolutely. And you know, Emma, a lot of people think sleep is just a time when we turn off, but actually, sleep is when our body and brain do some very important work. When we sleep, our body and brain are fixing things, cleaning up, and getting ready for a new day.
That's right. And sleep isn't just about resting either. It's about healing and growing. It's like our body's little repair shop that works every night. Without enough sleep, it's like we're not letting that repair shop finish its work.
Exactly, Emma. Sleep is like giving our body a chance to rest and recharge. You know, if we don't sleep enough, we start to feel tired, cranky, and even a bit slow in our thinking.
Oh, yes, that's so true. And not just tired, James. People can also feel stressed, anxious, and even a little sad when they don't sleep well. So many things depend on sleep.
And speaking of that, Emma, did you know that getting enough sleep helps us learn better too? When we sleep, our brain is organizing all the information we learned that day. It's like our brain is putting things in the right places so we can remember them better.
That's a great point, James. Sleep is like hitting the save button on all the things we learned and did. So if someone is studying English or anything else, getting good sleep can actually help them remember and understand better.
Yes. So sleep is not just important for feeling rested, it's also important for learning and focusing. And I bet our listeners didn't know that sleep can even help them be better at English, right?
Exactly, James. And let's talk about how sleep can make us healthier. When we get enough sleep, our immune system, that's the part of our body that fights off colds and sickness, works better. So sleep helps keep us from getting sick.
That's right. And I think many people don't realize that. Sleep is like having a superpower that protects us from getting sick. If we don't get enough, our body can get tired and weak, and that makes it easier for us to catch colds or even the flu.
Yes, James, sleep helps our bodies be strong, and it also helps us have better moods. You know, when people don't sleep enough, they can feel grumpy or even angry. It's hard to be patient and kind when we're tired, right?
Oh, absolutely, Emma. I think everyone knows that feeling when you wake up and didn't sleep well, and suddenly everything feels harder. Even small problems feel like big ones.
Exactly, James. And good sleep also helps us be more creative. When we get good rest, our minds are fresh, and we can think of new ideas more easily. It's like giving our brain a little break so it can come up with fresh thoughts.
Wow. So sleep really does a lot for us, doesn't it, Emma? It helps us stay healthy, feel happy, learn better, remember more, and even be more creative. And yet so many people don't get enough sleep.
Yes, James, and I think that's partly because people don't realize how much sleep can help them. Many people think they're just too busy to sleep. They think, I have to do so many things, so I can't waste time sleeping.
That's a good point, Emma. But the truth is, sleep isn't a waste of time at all. It's an investment in our health, our happiness, and even our future. When we take time to sleep well, we're actually giving ourselves a better tomorrow.
Yes, James, that's so well said. Sleep is like a gift we give to ourselves each night. And you know what, James? I think we should talk a little more about what happens when people don't sleep enough and how it affects their day.
I agree, Emma. Let's keep going with that thought. So when people don't sleep enough, it can really change how they feel, think, and even how they look.
Sleep doesn't just make us feel tired, it can even change how we look. People can get dark circles under their eyes, and their skin can look tired and dull. Sleep is like a magic potion that helps us look fresh and healthy.
That's so true, Emma. And it's interesting because people often spend so much time and money on things like creams and makeup to look better. But sometimes the best thing they can do is just get a good night's sleep.
Exactly, James. It's simple, it's free, and it works wonders. And, you know, another thing that happens when people don't sleep enough is that they start to make more mistakes. It's harder to think clearly and remember things when we're tired.
Yes, Emma, that's a big one. Imagine someone who's working or studying all day and they're not sleeping enough. They'll start forgetting things, missing details, or even getting confused about simple stuff. It's like their brain is working in slow motion.
And that can be really frustrating, can it? When we're tired, everything feels harder and takes more effort. Even easy tasks can feel like a big deal because we just don't have the energy.
Right. And speaking of energy, when we don't sleep enough, we actually start craving more food, especially sugary or fatty foods. It's like our body is trying to find energy from somewhere, so we end up eating things that aren't so healthy.
Yes, James, that's true. And those cravings can make it hard for people who are trying to eat healthy or even lose weight. Good sleep helps control our appetite, so we're not constantly looking for snacks or sweets.
Sleep really affects so many parts of our lives, doesn't it? It's not just about feeling rested, it's about feeling our best, inside and out. And yet, a lot of people still think, I'll just stay up late tonight. I can sleep later.
Yes, but it doesn't quite work that way, does it? It's like if we keep borrowing hours from our sleep, eventually we have to pay them back in some way. Our bodies need a regular schedule, and if we keep missing sleep, we'll feel the effects sooner or later.
Exactly, Emma. And our brain actually has something called a sleep debt. It's like a bank account for sleep. When we don't sleep enough, we owe our brain some rest. And that debt can build up until we feel completely exhausted.
Yes, and the more we owe, the harder it is to feel fully rested, even if we try to catch up. That's why it's important to get enough sleep every night, not just on weekends or whenever we find the time.
That's a great point, Emma. So I guess it's fair to say that sleep is like fuel for our body and mind. Without it, we're running on empty, and it's really hard to do our best in anything.
Absolutely, James. And speaking of fuel, our brains are also working on our emotions while we sleep. When we get enough sleep, we feel calmer and more balanced. But when we don't, we can feel more stressed, anxious, or even sad.
Yes, sleep actually helps us feel happier and more positive. It's like our brain is sorting out all our thoughts and feelings while we're asleep so we can wake up with a fresh start.
Exactly. And that fresh start is so important, especially when we have a busy day ahead. Whether it's school, work, or even spending time with family and friends, we need energy and patience to enjoy it all.
So in a way, sleep helps us live life to the fullest. It makes us stronger, healthier, and happier. It helps us connect with others and do the things we love.
Yes, James. And I think it's so interesting how sleep is something simple, but it can make such a big difference in our lives.
Absolutely, Emma. And I think our listeners might be wondering about some tips to get better sleep. Should we share a few easy tips?
Yes, James. I think that would be really helpful. Let's talk about some simple tips to help everyone get a good night's sleep. So first, one of the best things people can do is try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. This helps our body get used to a rhythm.
Exactly, Emma. Our bodies actually love routines. When we go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, our body knows when it's time to rest and when it's time to wake up. It makes it easier to fall asleep and to feel rested in the morning.
And another tip is to make the bedroom as comfortable as possible. A dark, quiet, and cool room can make a big difference. Sometimes even small lights or sounds can keep us awake without us realizing it.
That's true, Emma. And turning off devices like phones, computers, or the TV at least 30 minutes before bed can help a lot too. The light from screens can trick our brain into thinking it's still daytime, which makes it harder to fall asleep.
Yes, James, that's such a good tip. So maybe putting the phone away and picking up a book to read or listening to some calming music instead can help us relax and get ready for sleep.
And here's something else. Avoiding caffeine in the evening. Drinks like coffee, tea, or sodas with caffeine can keep us awake for hours. So it's best to have those drinks earlier in the day.
Yes, I think a lot of people don't realize how long caffeine stays in our system. Even if we have coffee in the afternoon, it can still affect our sleep at night. So maybe trying herbal tea or water instead in the evening can help.
That's a great idea, Emma. And here's another tip. Getting some exercise during the day can help us sleep better at night. When we move our bodies, we feel more relaxed and tired by bedtime.
Yes, James. But it's good to remember not to exercise too close to bedtime because that can actually make us feel more awake. So maybe a walk in the morning or some gentle stretching in the afternoon would be perfect.
Exactly, Emma. And speaking of relaxing, another good tip is to have a bedtime routine. Doing something calming every night, like reading, meditating, or listening to soft music, helps tell our body it's time to wind down.
That's a wonderful tip, James. Creating a calming routine before bed can really make a difference. It's like our brain starts to understand that it's time to relax and get ready for sleep.
Yes. And I think one last tip we should share is about our thoughts. Sometimes people go to bed and start thinking about everything that happened during the day or everything they have to do tomorrow. It's like our mind won't stop.
Oh, I know that feeling, James. But something that can help is writing things down before bed. Making a list of things to do tomorrow or even writing down our thoughts can help clear our mind. It's like we're telling our brain, don't worry, I'll remember this tomorrow.
That's a great idea, Emma. Writing things down can help us feel calm and ready to rest. So I think these are some really simple but powerful tips. Having a routine, making the room comfortable, avoiding screens, and calming our mind. All of these can help us get the sleep we need.
Exactly, James. And the best part is, these tips are easy to try. Even doing one or two of them can make a big difference. Sleep doesn't have to be complicated. It just needs a little care.
So true, Emma. And when we take care of our sleep, we're really taking care of our whole life, our health, our happiness, and even our relationships with others.
Yes, James, a good night's sleep is like a gift we give ourselves every night. It helps us be our best, feel our best, and enjoy life more.
Absolutely, Emma. And when we wake up feeling rested, we are more ready to face the day. It's amazing how much a good night's sleep can improve our mood. We can be more positive, more energetic, and even more productive.
Yes. And when we're in a good mood, we interact better with others. Our friends, family, and colleagues notice the difference. It's like we're shining, and that positivity can spread to everyone around us.
Right. And I think it's important to remember that everyone is different. Some people might need more sleep than others, while some might be okay with a little less. It's about finding what works best for each person.
Exactly. Listening to our bodies is key. If we find ourselves feeling tired during the day, it might be a sign that we need to adjust our sleep schedule. Sometimes even a short nap can help recharge our energy.
Yes, and those naps can be great as long as we don't nap too late in the day. A quick power nap can refresh us, but if we sleep too long or too late, it might make it harder to sleep at night.
That's a good point, James. Timing is everything. And if someone is still struggling to sleep, it might be helpful to talk to a doctor. Sometimes sleep issues can be a sign of something more serious, and getting advice from a professional is always a smart idea.
Absolutely, Emma. Health professionals can help us find solutions that work for our individual needs. And it's important to remember that sleep problems are quite common, so there's no need to feel embarrassed about it.
Yes, and sharing our experiences with sleep can help others too. Talking about it openly can make us realize we're not alone, and we can learn from each other.
Definitely, Emma. The more we discuss the importance of sleep, the more awareness we create. And maybe even our listeners will start thinking about their own sleep habits after hearing this podcast.
That would be wonderful. If we can inspire just one person to improve their sleep, it makes this conversation worthwhile.
Exactly, Emma. And as we wrap up this discussion about why sleep is so important, I hope our listeners feel encouraged to take their sleep seriously. Remember, it's not just about quantity, but also about quality.
Yes, quality sleep can transform our lives. So let's make sure to create a peaceful environment and give ourselves the time we need to rest and recover.
Absolutely. We all deserve that time to recharge. And as we continue to explore more about health and well-being, I'm excited to hear about the impact good sleep has on learning and memory.
Oh, that's such an interesting point, James. Sleep plays a huge role in how we learn new things. When we sleep well, our brains can organize and store information better, making it easier for us to recall it later.
Exactly. That's why students often perform better when they are well rested. Good sleep helps us focus and pay attention, which are both key for learning new material.
Yes, so for anyone studying or learning a new skill, remember that getting enough sleep is just as important as studying hard. We need that time to process everything we've learned during the day.
Exactly, Emma. It's like giving our brains a chance to file everything away neatly, making it easier to remember things when we need them. Sleep really is a powerful tool for learning, whether we're students, professionals, or just trying to pick up a new hobby.
Absolutely, James. And it's interesting how sleep also affects our creativity. When we're well rested, we can think more clearly and come up with new ideas. So whether it's solving a problem at work or just being creative in daily life, sleep can make a big difference.
That's a great point, Emma. It's like sleep gives our minds the space to explore and make new connections. And honestly, when we take good care of ourselves by prioritizing sleep and rest, we're also setting a good example for others.
Yes, sometimes we might feel that we're too busy to get enough sleep, but in reality, sleep can help us manage our time better. When we're well rested, we're more efficient and productive, and we get more done in less time.
Exactly, Emma. It's a bit like an investment in ourselves. The better we sleep, the better we feel, and the more we can accomplish. And I think that's a wonderful reminder for all of us.
So true, James. And I hope our listeners feel encouraged to make sleep a priority. After all, it's one of the simplest and most natural ways to take care of ourselves.
Yes, Emma. And let's remember, it's not about being perfect every night. Life happens, and sometimes sleep might get interrupted. But aiming for better sleep as often as we can is a good goal.
Absolutely. Even small changes, like turning off screens or having a calming routine, can make a big difference. Just a few simple habits can lead to better sleep and a healthier, happier life.
Well said, Emma. So to all our listeners, thank you for joining us today and for caring about your health and well-being. We hope you found this conversation about sleep helpful.
Yes, thank you so much for listening. Remember, sleep is a gift you can give yourself every night. Take care of it, and it will take care of you.
And with that, we're signing off. Sleep well, and until next time, take care of yourselves and stay rested.
Goodbye, everyone, and sweet dreams.